So it seems the world has definitely gone mad. Tenet, as you can see here, has had to make some changes in post-production to secure what they call in the UK a 12A certification. Now, this is going to be really interesting, I think, for you guys worldwide, because we're going to take a look at, well, obviously what happened with Tenet specifically, but then also the history of the 12A certificate and kind of why it was introduced and, well, why it's a bit of a shambles, I guess. So let's get into the brunt of it. Obviously, Tenet has been delayed. It was even essentially cancelled in some markets, so to speak, sort of. But it is actually being released in the UK in less than 10 days now. I just had to look at the date. And people obviously can't wait. People are looking forward to it. But to ascertain the largest box office potential, they had to secure a 12A rating. Now, a 12A rating means that, you don't... So in the UK, we've got U, we've got PG, we've got 12, and I think a 12A, and then there's 15 and 18. Or I think maybe the 12 is gone, if I remember rightly. But basically, those are kind of the broad spectrums of the certificates in the UK. 12A is not quite a 15. It's still family-friendly-ish. It's close, you can watch it with kids. And Tenet, a movie that children probably don't want to go and see, maybe they do, I don't know, is, now hampered by that in some way, shape or form. I don't think a 12A would have mattered, especially because of what they had to remove, right? And that's the really key point here. What they had to remove, I think, is nonsense. And I think especially when we look at the other sort of PG movies that have come out over the years. So anyway, let's take a look, right? Because we'll add some context to my mutterings, right? So Christopher Nolan's incoming movie Tenet had a moment snipped to stop it getting a 15 certificate in the UK. It's been revealed, and this is officially on the the British broadcasters website. They kind of show how their certification website. So it looks like it's full steam ahead now for the UK release of Tenet, with Christopher Nolan's eagerly awaited new movie landing in cinemas here on 26th of August in the UK. The film stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Kenneth Branagh and Michael Caine. What's more, it's expected any day now that the film's UK 12A certificate will be confirmed. However, a page has popped up at the British Board of Film Classification, the BBFC website, quite possibly in error, that doesn't have the confirmed certificate on yet, but does reveal that the movie has changes made in post-production to get the rating Warner Brothers wanted. As the BBFC site reads, during post-production, the distributor sought and was given advice on how to secure the desired classification. Following this advice, certain changes were made prior to submission. Now you look at that and you go, oh wow, okay. Pretty serious stuff, to go from a 15 to a family-friendly movie, right? No, not at all. Not at all. As submitted, the film was set to get a 15 certificate. The change required to bring it in line with 12A was in a single scene, with Nolan and Warner Brothers advised to remove shots of a man kicking a woman in an action-packed war film with espionage. Thus, when the film was officially submitted for a certification in the UK, those shots have been taken out and Tenet thus fell within 12A boundaries. The running time of the movie has been confirmed as 149 minutes and 50 seconds. So here's the official page. I just think this is nonsense, don't you? There's a man kicking a woman. I mean, but the men shooting men? No worries, mate. This is what you need to put into perspective here. The British Board of Film Classification said, no, men don't kick women, but men can kill men, left, right and centre, absolutely fine. We can see, cars flipping, murdering people, don't worry about it, not a big deal at all. And this is how we get the pussification of the PAGs, the participation award generation. This is what has spawned the SJWs. And if you've not heard that term before, hashtag PAG, P-A-G, it's because I made it up. But I think it perfectly sums up why we're in the sorry state that we're in. You know, do you know what film was originally, or is a PG? PG-13? Jaws. Jaws. Yeah. All those good movies that you grew up with, you wouldn't be able to watch them now. You wouldn't be able to watch them. Because again, the pussification of the lower generations, the younger generations, utterly ridiculous. So anyway, like I said, here is the British, you know, the British Board of Film Classification. This is just essentially showing what they said. Now, here we go, right? So what is a 12A? So this is interesting, isn't it? Now this goes to show some way into, well, what is a 12A? So the 12 and 12A age ratings. The 12A rating is only used for films shown in cinemas. Okay. Films rated 12A are suitable for children, aged 12 and over. However, people younger than 12 may see a 12A so long as they are accompanied by an adult. In such circumstances, responsibility for allowing a child under 12 to view lies with the accompanying adult. So the 12 rating is only found on videos and DVDs. No one younger than 12 may rent or buy a 12 rated video or DVD. So we use exactly the same rules to rate films at 12A as we use to rate videos and DVDs at 12. So it's basically the same it is the same. Just means in cinemas you can watch it with an adult. So yeah, so we still do have 12 and we do have a 12A. Okay then. So general. Nothing in any film or DVD should break the law. Compliance officers sometimes suggest films are given a higher rating or even cut if there is anything which could be harmful. This is untrue at all the age ratings. The tone of a work, how it makes an audience feel, is very important. Even for 12 categories, compliance officers have to think about what 12-year-olds will know from school and their friends. Remember, they just removed a man kicking a woman. That was all it was. Anyway, like I said, I just think this is absolutely it's just bonkers, isn't it? Like, it just goes to show how and why. You know, again, remember, you guys watching this will be like, but I watch these kind of things. I've seen this, but what's the big deal? And that's my point, isn't it? You know, there are plenty of films that you would have enjoyed growing up that didn't include anything that was, you know, that had all of these kind of things and wasn't censored in such a weird fashion. And again, what is surprising, you know, so here's an interesting article about the 12A, right? Now, the summer blockbuster season is well underway. This is an old article, FYI. This was in 2017. But how surprising is this, right? So, you know, we started to talk about the 12A, the 12, blah, blah, blah. And then it says the BBFC decided to act following a 7-week trial that took place in Norwich towards the end of 2001. So again, remember, 2001 to 2020. Okay, it's 19 years, isn't it, right? How old are these PAGs? How old are SJWs? University kids, so on and so forth. I'm right, aren't I? I'm right. Yeah, the BBFC replaced the 12 certificate for cinemas classification with the 12A, and the certificate is still in place for home entertainment releases. The Bourne Identity was the first new film in the UK to get the certificate. But remember, Bourne Identity? Tenet. It was going to be rated a 15 because a man kicked a woman. Bourne Identity got 12A. Can you see how we're on this weird downward trend of like what was acceptable and what we must censor? Oh my god. It's absolute garbage. Local authorities, though, had been overruling the 12 rating given to the original Spider-Man film just before, and Sam Raimi's movie was duly reclassified once the new certificate was formally introduced. Can you see? And again, remember, 2001, they started to bring this in. Slowly, more and more comes into the censorship. It's fascinating, isn't it? Absolutely fascinating. Anyway, it looks like I'm really looking forward to Tenet, and obviously, you know, this is kind of like a deep dive video, I guess, on the back end of the news that this was just released yesterday. So I do find this to be quite interesting. I thought you guys would as well. But I think it goes some way to explain the pussification of the younger generations. What do you guys think? Do you think it deserved that? I mean, to go from a 15 to a 12-8 just because a man kicks a woman, even though men are killing one another? Do you think there's much of a distinction there? I don't personally, but I'll hand it on over to you. I think a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old can definitely discern the difference between the two. And yeah, I just think it's a bit baffling, really. I mean, parents out there, you could probably agree or disagree with me on this, as this is your target market. You are the demographic. Let me know down below. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe, please do give this video a like, and please do share it, because you guys in the States would actually find this interesting, I think. This is what we have to deal with here, the rating system, and obviously in the States it's a little bit different. But anyway, thank you so much for watching with Mr. H. Take care.